And last but not least, our new mayor, Mr. Philibon. I want you to please raise your right hand. I, Ken Philibon,
I, Kenneth Philibon,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
obey, and defend
obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth.
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth.
And I will discharge the duties
And I will discharge the duties
of my office with fidelity.
of my office with fidelity.
You, sir, are so sworn and inscribed before me this 5th day of January 2026. Congratulations to everybody.
Welcome to the Stellar Show, Fayette County TV, Channel 77Q. Colin Breeze on with myself, Ken Philibon. Stellar's collectible shop inside the Union Town Mall owner, Victor Malik. And don't let me forget the star of all of this, Fayette Friends of Animal alum, the Duke. We're back for episode 1 of season 3. Back from the night I had last night. I'm honored that Rick and Victor and everyone else that came out to be a part of that night last night. I can't put it into words. I've been living in a Hallmark movie for the last 6 to 7 months. Did you like what I did there?
That was good.
Yeah, we got it in. But on a serious note, seriously, honored, humbled, everyone like yourself, Adam, that came out with Rick and
Bird was there.
everybody. Yeah, the Polakowski. There was like 60 of you there last night. So we'll be here all day. I'm just going to stop rambling, but
No, I'm going to jump
honored
in.
and humbled.
I'm
Yes,
going to
sir.
jump in and say something. The judge that you had
Chuck
swearing
Moore.
you in there
Yes, sir.
did a hell of a job, and he really, and you really, and Mount Pleasant really appreciates their history and the way that that town has been put together. And when you drive through Mount Pleasant, it's crystal clear that you guys care. That town shows no signs of wear, no signs of anything other than just a good old-fashioned Western Pennsylvania town. I commend all of you in Mount Pleasant for what you do.
Oh,
You do a great job.
Thank you. And
he pointed that out in a beautiful way.
He really did. And Chuck, I've worked with Chuck for the last 10 years. Plus, this guy here, he's on patrol every night. He has to. We do not go to bed until he has his walk. It's so he's got to make sure the town's good to go before we can sleep. But you mentioned Chuck. I've worked. I've been in front of Chuck with my real job for the last 10 years, and just the same as Chuck, I want to say the Fayette County DA's office and all the state police and local police over this way, and same as Somerset and these other counties, but especially Fayette, they've always do a good job. Every time I've had to work with them on anything, they've been class act 100%, and I pity anyone that messes up over here when you have to deal with them, and anyone that says otherwise, I don't know, look at a map before you make a comment like that.
There you go.
So that's my
that
piece
was a great
on that
night.
subject.
I'm honored that you incorporated all of us here
Yes, sir.
to come down. And congratulations on being the number 6 mayor in Mount Pleasant history.
Yes, sir. And you know what? Which, by the way, that's one of the reasons I worked in number 66 this evening, morning, whatever we're at. But also, this was the jersey that I wore for our first episode 2 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we started off with greatness. We're continuing with greatness.
We had no idea what this would become, and we've had nothing but a blast doing
Absolutely.
it. Thank you for all your support out there. And more people stop me on the streets and say things, nice things about the show, and we're honored when you do that. So don't feel that you can't come up to us. We're not that big-headed yet.
Look, I'll be honest with you. Of all places, I love being at a Wheeling Nailers game and just hearing someone shout, "How's Duke?"
Did you get that?
Oh, yeah.
It's been a while since I've been to a Nailers game with the guy who knows everything.
The wise man.
There you go.
Yeah, we got to go check on him. But hey, you know
Speaking
what?
of checking on things, it's official. I'm going to take the ticket on Monday night.
Oh, you heard this.
Yes, I'm going to go. I thought about it. We talked about this earlier this morning. And yes, I need to show up at a playoff game because I, probably like most of you now, I told you in the beginning Aaron Rodgers was going to be a good thing for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I love being right about that and totally enjoy watching him play. I want to watch him play live.
Yeah, get it. Yeah,
I didn't make it this year.
Okay. Oh, well, and if you remember early on, I told you in camp that arm, I thought it looked better than Ben's arm ever did, and that's not a jab at Ben.
No.
Ben's arm is legendary, but even at 42, Aaron Rodgers' arm, I'll take it over any 30-year-old in that league right now.
Yeah, and the head, the mental part of his game game. I guess we'll just get into talking the rehash of the Steeler game on Sunday night. Tremendous win by the Steelers. If Aaron Rodgers doesn't have the calming effect, the helmet issues and the 3 timeouts that they burned, did you even worry that you burned the 3 timeouts because of the way he took them? And then you score the touchdown. There's not many quarterbacks in the NFL that could do that.
Another moment I need to relive from this past weekend. I had an Art Rooney moment.
Uh-oh.
When Likely caught that ball down by the 18-yard line or whatever that was with whatever time was left, I turned the channel because I was like, I'll be up all night. I can't do it. And then my phone starts blowing up. Hey, do you want to go next week? Oh, so what did I miss? But
You actually blew it.
did I? Or let's be honest, or did I give you the Steelers the luck that they needed by not watching?
You blew it because that was fun to watch. It really was.
Hey.
The part that I'm going to bring up about this that I have only heard maybe me and another crazy person say is, why did Lamar Jackson, you missed this.
Yeah, I did.
12 seconds left. He steps 3 steps to the right and downs the ball.
Back
if he
to the
doesn't
right.
do that, that ball might go through the uprights.
Back into the right.
Yeah.
Back into the right.
Laces out.
Yeah,
There's
you know
another
what?
one.
Well, look, I don't know. That feeds into a lot of the narrative that's out there, especially when you got the Packers that called a timeout to kick a field goal so that the spread covered.
Tua throwing the touchdown against the Steelers late caused it to go over.
Cleveland punting from the 29-yard line, with less than 2 minutes to go, up by 2 scores, and their kicker had previously made one from over 50.
It's an interesting game out there, folks.
Yeah.
So
Not that we're alleging anything.
no, for entertainment purposes only.
Yes, thank you. You know what else is going on here? What do you got going on here?
I just found this in a collection, and I don't know how many people know that the Watt family was on Wheaties. All 3 of them.
You know, they're always lining up to make money, so.
What'd you think of Cam Hayward?
I love him on offense. You know what? I love him. That's the real brotherly shove.
Were you surprised that they didn't run the shove instead of trying to throw the pass to Gainwell? Because before halftime they blew that opportunity. I thought that was the perfect time.
That was another. You know what I was saying on the couch? Just get the field goal. I knew this was going to be a points game. Get points when you can get them.
Do you feel Tomlin coached a good game? That's a tough question. It really is.
It really is, but I'll tell you what, we can close this segment on this. Because of that win, we got at least 2 more years of Tomlin.
Guaranteed. He's not going anywhere. Plus, the love affair that's going on with Aaron Rodgers and him, almost 95% I believe that Rodgers is back next year.
I hope so. I really do, because I think this team's close, but they got to stop giving out, they got to stop overpaying some of these guys on defense and get him a little. He needs to get another receiver. They're one receiver away, my opinion. Maybe they're probably going to need another back at some point. But
I know we're over, but I'm going to bring up this point. Aaron Rodgers last night or Sunday night did something that he will now be a part of Steeler lore that he wouldn't have been had he not done that. And Rodgers is the only quarterback I can think of right now other than Tom Brady that can play with that bad a wide receiving core and make it work.
Yeah, right.
So I don't know if the Steelers are going to push very hard to get a game breaker. I think
they don't need a game breaker. You need someone. You need
Julian Edelman. That would be wonderful.
You need what the Steelers had with Juju.
There's another one. I'd bring Juju back in a heartbeat. Yes.
But look at his numbers when he was playing off of Antonio Brown.
Yes.
Metcalf's kind of that Antonio Brown. You need someone that
can play off of it.
That's it, and that's what Juju did. But speaking of playing off things and whatnot, so the Jerome Lane stuff back here, is that the jersey he wore when he shattered the backboard?
Yeah, that's we haven't had a chance to really get into this. This was the grand reveal during the card show. Thank you again to everybody on the card show that came. This is the jersey that Jerome Lane shattered the backboard at Pitt with, and the fun part of this, we could do a whole episode on this, but here is actual glass from the backboard.
That's awesome.
So you can come up and see this in the store. I'm going to keep it up for a little bit longer, but this is the actual backboard.
That's cool.
So this is, would you say that's photo matching this?
Good luck.
But yeah,
But
that's
then
up
again,
there.
being that you have the jersey with that, how do you argue
And
that?
the warm up as well. Plus, one of these days we'll bring the Bill Fralick shirt down
cool.
to see what
One of the
a
better,
80s
linemen
football
ever.
jersey looked like in the college ranks. The holes on the mesh are about that big. It's a ridiculously thin shirt. And don't forget there's a Tony Dorsett jersey up there as well to see from the days.
All right, before we get in trouble with the sponsors like Mike Kelly Toyota of Uniontown, where it's about trust. With a wide range of automotives to choose from, we make your car buying experience enjoyable. Come see why generations have chosen us for their automotive needs. As always, thank you, Mike Kelly. Glad to have you back, and we'll be
Season 3.
back after this.
So, Victor, name some great quarterbacks.
Oh, wow. Let me go back. How about Mark Malone
Yeah,
from
Rick-
Arizona State?
Rick Strom.
Craig Woodley.
There
Was
you
it
go.
Craig Woodley? How about Jim Miller that one play?
Yeah, right.
Maybe two
Yeah.
plays.
You mentioned Kent Graham.
How about Bubby throwing bombs to Ouija Thompson?
How about
Yeah.
you ain't seen nothing yet.
What do you?
Watch this.
Now that was stellar.
Welcome back to the Stellar Show, Fayette County TV, Channel 77, Q Call and Breeze Live. Myself, Ken Philbaum, Stellar's Collectible Shop inside the Uniontown Mall owner, Victor Malik. Don't let me forget Fayette Friends of Animal alum, the Duke. And speaking of the Duke, we're going to have some fun here. There's a little guy over at Fayette Friends of Animals where I adopted Duke 3 years ago. His name is Ruger. He reminds me a lot of Duke. And for those of you that got to know Duke over the years, he does not do good around other dogs. He just anything that's going to take attention from him is public enemy number one. But Ruger looks like he could use a good home, and he deserves it. So we're putting a reverse bounty on him. And what I mean by that is Ben Skoranek. He's got ties to the Connellsville area, another great town here in Fayette County. And that being said, these gloves were worn by Ben Skoranek at one point. If you adopt Ruger, you can have these gloves. By what you do is after you adopt Ruger from Fayette Friends of Animal, bring him over, get a picture with Victor, and after you get a picture, you get the gloves.
Those are game worn, right?
These were worn by Skoranek, but because they got mixed into a pile, they can't certify to what game or practice.
Still, it's NFL gloves
Exactly,
by someone
and-
from this area.
Exactly.
Yeah, and Ruger, we're going to get Ruger a home.
Absolutely.
I've got something I forgot all about. I don't know if I can grab it. Is my tablet over there? I have a question for everybody in the state. This is worth it, trust me.
Do it.
Okay. Well, we got 30 seconds.
Do it. You're good.
In the betting world,
Oh, here we go.
okay, over the Sunday
1-800
night,
gambling.
do it. This is wonderful. Picking the correct score of a football game, would you say that's the equivalent of a hole-in-one in golf?
I don't know about that. I guess
It's a great question.
it is a great question.
Would you, how many times do you think in your years of watching football could predict the correct score? Because I did it.
Oh, there you go.
On Sunday night, I picked that 26-24 Steeler win on a dollar bet. I won $250.
1-800 gambling. Now let's hear about the 30 times you lost.
That doesn't matter. That's irrelevant. Because I accidentally hit 26-24 with all the missed field goals and all the craziness. We were sitting at your at Lobinger's. Great pizza, great time. If you're in Mount Pleasant, stop
Absolutely.
at Lobinger's. And I went on there while showrunner and I were discussing bets and looked and went, my balance is over $400. How did that happen? And looked and found out that I hit the score of that game. I say that's the equivalent of a hole-in-one in golf. It will never happen again.
It depends on where you're golfing. If you're some of the places where I play okay, I'll give you that, but not on the nice courses.
Okay, so continuing on with the gambling thing, the Stellar Show, this is the biggest weekend of football for
Really
the
is.
year. You've got the wild card playoffs, and now add the CFA Final Four. What we're going to do is we're going to go through some picks with you guys and go through the games. We have first one is number 10 Miami is playing Ole Miss in the Verbo Fiesta Bowl.
All about the U.
You're taking the U?
But hold on, I got a question.
Go ahead.
The SEC is really good, right?
Wow, one.
Yeah, they got 6 teams in, and they only have 1 in the Final Four. They got 3 teams in last year. None of them made the Final Four, but they're really good. Yeah,
I
no,
am
they're
a
not.
fan of-
3 of those teams should not have been in. Notre Dame and BYU should have been in before half of these teams, and proof's in the pudding. There you go.
You're taking Miami in this game. I'm rooting
for Ole Miss, but I'm taking Miami.
because the Lane Kiffin disaster.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It would be wonderful to watch Ole Miss run the table on this.
I like the over.
The over in that game?
Yeah.
I don't think Miami's going to score that much against Ole Miss's defense. This game's going to probably be something like 17-14. Remember, pick the correct score on Sunday night. So I'm going under in that game, and I'm rooting to take Ole Miss, but we predicted Miami earlier in the year to be where they are.
Yeah, they really are. They had a little bit of a hiccup at midseason, but they found themselves. They fixed it. They're back. The U is back.
And it would have been fun to watch, what's his name, Carson Beck have played Georgia in this game, but the Lane Kiffin Ole Miss thing's even better.
It really
I'm
is.
happy with
I mean,
that.
don't get me wrong. I'm pulling for Ole Miss, but I'm just being a realist first.
Yeah.
But here we go. Let's go. This is the fun one here. So there will be a Big Ten team playing for the national championship.
As there should be every year.
There might be an SEC for those that are reading between the lines there. I'll let you have first dibs, sir.
Number 5 Oregon, number 5 seeded Oregon is playing in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl against the number 1 team in the country, the Indiana Hoosiers, who right now there's a lot of scuttlebutt that Cignetti, the coach, could become the Raiders head coach.
Raiders. Okay,
That's what the talk
I know he
is
was looking at
today.
Giants too.
So the spread on the game is Indiana's giving Oregon 46.5 is the over. I'll go first. I'm taking Indiana in this game. I don't like the quarterback for what's his name for Oregon. I can't think of his name.
For either one, to be honest.
I like Mendoza a little bit more.
He's
I
overrated.
don't trust Oregon's quarterback in this game.
The Heisman Trophy took a hit like this past
With this
season.
year.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with you, but the thing here is with you're saying about like with. Oh, good God, I lost my train of thought. But no, I'm with you. It's been a long week.
Indiana, and you're going over in this game?
Yeah, but so, like, it'll be nice to see it for, what is it, 5th or 6th year in a row, a Big Ten team will be playing for the national championship. So they've established themselves as the elite conference.
Oh, absolutely.
And anyone who wants to argue otherwise, they're just not paying attention.
Yeah,
so
so
I'll take the under. I'm taking the under, and I'm taking Indiana.
I'm going over in that game with...
Oh, I know I found my thought. Go ahead.
Go ahead, finish it.
That Indiana team's the same team that Terry Smith had beat. Until the refs,
It was a hell of a catch. I'll give you that.
Even- no,
but
I'm
Terry
talking-
Smith did have the team beat.
I'm talking before the catch. They were put in position for him to make that catch. I'll leave it at that.
Okay, so we're going to move on with that to the NFL wildcard weekend. You got a whole weekend of football. Thursday, Friday, it goes into Saturday at 4:30 on Saturday. The number 5 seed, the Rams in the NFC, are going to travel to Carolina. It's just the way the system has worked out. That was a crazy game between the Falcons and the Saints that put the Panthers in. The line on this game tells you that the Panthers probably shouldn't be in. The Rams are giving the Panthers at home 10 points. I don't know if it's possible in a playoff game to not take the 10 points. The over is 46.5. They're expecting a big scoring game by giving you the 46. What do you like?
I'd like to see the Panthers win just to make showrunner Adam cry.
Yeah, there is that. That's the Lane Kiffin from the neighborhood.
So but I think the Rams are the better team, but I actually do see the Panthers pulling this off.
I'm taking you got to take 10 points
Absolutely.
in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So that means that's a 2-score advantage to hold even. And the Rams will play to cover. So over and the Rams. The next game at 8:00 on Saturday night. Number 7 Green Bay, Chicago. Number 2. 45.5, 1.5 is the Chicago is getting at home points. Both of these games at home.
Now this is
points.
one of those games where you have to go figure out which streaming app it's on because they have to do that to us.
I think most of these are ESPN.
This one is Amazon.
Chicago Green Bay's Amazon.
Yeah, the Saturday night game. The rest of them are Fox, CBS, ESPN.
Regular.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I like Green Bay, even though they did what they did this past Saturday. If Jordan Love's healthy and he's playing, I'm taking Green Bay.
Do you see the Steelers? There's articles flying right now that the number one quarterback in free agency will be Malik Willis. Would the Steelers be interested in bringing him here next year?
If Rodgers does not come back,
Even if Rodgers comes back.
No, you can't bring someone like that in. You can't bring a high profile.
Because remember, the Steelers wanted to draft him.
And they should have.
Yeah. So with that being said, I'm taking Chicago at home with the points. I know it's only a 1-point game, but I'm going under in that game. I don't like either of the offenses in the playoffs, especially at night. It's probably going to be cold there. Moving on to Sunday, 1 o'clock Sunday, number 6 Buffalo is traveling to number 3 Jacksonville. 51.5 is the over, and Jacksonville at home is getting points as well, 1.5.
I like that Jacksonville turned it around, but Buffalo's playoff tested. I'm going with the Bills.
I'm taking the upset in this. Forget the points. Jacksonville wins this game, and this game will be an over. This is going to be.
I'm going under on
offense.
the points. I'm going to take Buffalo in the under. Yeah. So next up, we got San Francisco and Philly.
Number 6,
Philly.
San Francisco. Number 3, Philly in Philly.
Yeah, you can't. I'm not going to pick against Philly and Philly.
I think what San Francisco went through this past Sunday at the 4 o'clock game, the beating that them and the Rams went through, I think Philly walks in this game.
Look,
I don't think San Francisco's healthy.
I'm still bitter watching that game on Sunday night when I had McCaffrey and the person when I'm playing. The person I'm playing has Purdy, and he's stealing those rushing touchdowns. Ooh. Not that it matter. I got beat by like 70, but whatever. So if you're going to lose a fantasy football championship, lose by 100. You sleep easier losing by a lot. But I do like Philly. I think Jalen Hurts, he's a winner. He really is. And obviously, if you got a healthy Saquon Barkley in your backfield.
West Coast team coming to the East Coast playing in a game, you're always going to – the West Coast team is going to suffer a little bit because of that.
And one more thing to add to the San Francisco fans. When you're in the stands in Philadelphia, don't start crying because they're giving it to you. You knew what you walked into.
Good point on that. Another stadium not to go into and act a fool is New England, who the 7-seeded Chargers are coming to New England. This will be a Sunday night game at 8:30. New England is giving the Chargers 3.5. I think that line should be a whole lot higher.
I don't know.
The Chargers are kind of beat up.
They are, but something about John Harbaugh. Those Harbaugh brothers, they find ways to win games, and I'm going Chargers. I really am.
You really are?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm shocked by that because I'm taking New England, and that's not because I've been somewhat of a New England fan for years because of Tom Brady.
I like Drake May, but I
like Vrabel.
Well, that's a good coach, too. He started as a Steeler, for those keeping track.
I do not think this game goes over. I think this game goes under, but I'm taking New England minus the points. And now the big one. We will be there.
Yes, sir.
What section?
506 Road JJ.
We're not buying you any drinks or hot dogs, so don't even ask.
No.
Number 5, Houston comes to Pittsburgh, who's the number 4 seed. Pittsburgh at home is getting 3.5. That's crazy to me. 39.5 is the over. The Steelers on Monday night are some astronomical number of 8-1 under Tomlin.
Plus,
I don't see how this line could be 3.5. I would think the Steelers should be favored by the 1.5.
Oh, look, I'm taking the Steelers to win, and I like that over. I think I like C.J. Stroud. I like this Houston team, but they got enough momentum to win at least one. I believe that.
I think this game, Houston's defense is playing for keeps right now. The Steelers' offense, getting DK Metcalf back is going to help. I think this is a punt festival where Rodgers does something late, and hopefully Boswell can cash the check. He's a little iffy right now.
I brought that up a few weeks ago. Does he got the yips?
It's looking more and more like that.
I told you when he missed that one in Detroit, I saw that look in his eye. I'm like, it might be back.
I think this this is going to be this is going to be a repeat of the Ravens game where it's mostly a defensive struggle. And people, stop giving the Steelers defense crap for these long passes. If you're in there to sell out the run, you're going to have to live with a couple of those passes. And they did a tremendous job of shutting Baltimore's defense down. Terrell Austin has taken a lot of crap this year. That is not something he deserves crap for.
You know what? After that second drive, the defense showed up.
Cam Hayward and the boys.
They, as much as I don't care for him, some of these guys having the contracts that they have, because I feel it limits the team in other areas. They made adjustments after that second drive, and that was the Steelers defense that earned what they were getting paid.
I honestly, if we go back to the thought that I want to complete from the first segment, is I think the Steelers in the draft in Pittsburgh are not going to be looking quarterback, not going to be looking wide receiver either. I think they're looking corner. I think you're loaded on that defense everywhere but that James Pierre corner. I think that's what the Steelers are going to be looking for.
They're not taking Drew Aller in the first round?
It doesn't look good.
We're 7th?
Doesn't look good. But so, I'm taking the Steelers in a real close game and under in that.
Yeah, like I said, I like the Steelers and I like the under, so we're on the same page there. And, we'll have some content to bring back. Hopefully we got Rick up there with us.
Yes, we have invited him officially.
And speaking of Rick, you can catch him at Hillbillies on Wednesdays up in oh, good God, the place slipped me already. Oh, come on now. What's that? Donegal. Hillbillies in Donegal. Yawk River Brewing Fridays for DJing, which I need to get down to that because that's just a chill place. I just like sitting there, we were there for the coat drive. That's a good time there. So Hillbillies up in Donegal, Yawk Brewing here in Connellsville on Friday evenings. Rick is DJing both times. Get up there and see him. And before we pitch to Rise Wrestling, anything to wrap this up, sir?
I'm happy. I'm thrilled we're going to be going down there. It's just a shame there's no ice cream in Pittsburgh to get.
No good ice cream, at least not as good as that.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, Rise Wrestling is next. We'll see you next week.